to take a tour and get that help you need for anxiety, trauma, marital issues.
That was inappropriate.
Uh-oh!
What's going on there?
It's my work phone is going off.
That might be the call that changes your life. Right there. Look at this. The gang's all here. Look at this. Unbelievable. Welcome to June. Welcome to North Wright County Today, the podcast. I am your host, Mike Schomer, founder, editor, publisher, former ink-stained wretch. In the middle, we have the hostess with the mostest, Sam Pfeiffer from Selfie Co., sport mom, dance mom, former graduate mom.
All of the above.
All of the above. Military, soon to be military
Yeah.
mom.
Police officer mom,
Unbelievable.
yeah.
And way on the end down there, Presidente Nick Schultz, Deerwood Bank, man about town, former coach. Now he's just the
Nick.
Booster Club
Yes.
treasurer.
You never get out. It's like the
For
mafia. It's just-
Hey, welcome back. We're glad you can join us. You know, I said I was going to start today with an apology to our faithful viewers, the dozens of you who are out there who tune into the podcast. I've been a little sporadic, and I'm just going to say that's life as a communications person in May. It's tough, y'all.
I feel like May is almost far worse than the Christmas season.
Yeah.
Because you got so much going on. It's the last days of school. You have graduate, it's a lot. I feel like May was insane.
You get spring sports with tournament season,
Yeah.
and then it just seems at school there's a program 3 times a week.
Yeah.
It's there's memes all over the place. I'm sure you can find them, but the one that resonated with me the most, it's like, hey, welcome to spring. Your free time is now ours. Between work calendar, social calendar, there is no social calendar. It's your kids' social calendar, right? Senior sunsets and senior walks and grad this and grad that. It's been crazy, but so fulfilling. And my own child, and then of course my future stepchild, embrace it in different ways, and that's really interesting to see the contrasts and comparisons and stuff there. What kids dive into everything, and what kids just want to be done. They're just like, this experience has been great. Peace out.
Yeah.
Or not so great. So yeah, it's been interesting. It's been very busy. I did get to sneak away and join my co-host for a round of golf. We got to do that for a great cause for Carrie Bartle and Carrie's Drive, which was I believe that was the last day of May, right? It was
May 30th. Well, second to last day, May 30th. Yeah.
Beautiful, hot, windy day, but a lot of fun, a lot of great people.
Yeah.
That of course raises money for Catholic Charities, St. Michael Catholic School. And saw a lot of friends and friendly faces there.
Yeah.
And if you saw my post on social media, there it was great people, decent golf.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, Carrie was a fun guy to be around, and so the crowd that gets attracted to that event is a good time as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, absolutely. So, I'm gonna dominate the first 5 minutes and just kind of. Give an open letter to the class of 2025. There's been a roller coaster of emotions over the last few days, and as we record this, we're a day away from those guys and gals walking across that stage, and to you guys. It's been a roller coaster too. I think back to when you started, and the innocence and some of the things we didn't know then. There was no COVID. We hadn't done anything like that before. There was no MAGA movement, good or bad. That just didn't really exist yet. As you kind of came into your school career, the things look very different, and you've navigated the last 12 years with a lot of grace, a lot of pushing and pulling, and people, moving you through different things. I mean, nobody was talking about things like, some of the controversial issues that we see today, DEI and some of the other things that have kind of, been in the background noise to your career. And I think what I see from our graduates this year is just a determination to go out and make change and change the world. That's, rhetoric that you'll hear a lot at graduation. That's, something that somebody on a podium at the commencement speech often says. But I think this group, like no other, has an opportunity to take all of the things that we've learned over the last 12 years and all the things that you've learned and to really make change. And I think that's a great thing, because I think what we're going through right now as a society is just kind of a 250-year-old growing pain. We are part of this amazing experiment called the United States of America, and we're coming up on 250 years. And if you look at other nations and other countries around the globe, we're still babies. We're still, toddlers. We're maybe entering that pre-juvenile, pre-teen stage. And you guys are going to lead us into that adolescence and into growing into a wiser culture and a wiser nation. And I think a lot of you are prepared and have the insight and these amazing ideas to do that. I think one of the things that resonates with me is, with some of the things that we've been through, kids rally for each other. They know what the importance of belonging. They recognize that kids need to be involved in things, and they look out for each other. And I think that's awesome. And that maybe isn't something we saw a lot in the 80s and 90s, and sometimes we celebrate the fact that we were so independent and able to make it on our own. But I also think there's strength in community. And St. Michael Albertville is unique in that sense, where community has always just kind of been this amazing thing. I think you see a lot of people who grew up here come back here, even more than other places. And I think it's because of that sense of community. And so, hop in.
Last night, to actually go off of that, last night we went to the pop culture.
Yeah.
And they do the seniors. I'm a crier too, so it's just gonna be tears today. And they recognize the seniors, so all the seniors come up front and they do a slideshow kind of telling it. And after that, the directors kind of just said, kind of gave their kind of farewell speech. And the thing about community is adulting is hard. Like, we know adulting can be really hard. You're gonna struggle, there's gonna be times, but as a community, we're all here for you. So, just come and talk to anybody. Come and reach out. You can always come home.
Right. Mm-hmm. That saying doesn't apply here, does it? The whole "you can't go home again." It really, we love seeing you home.
Yeah. And I will say, as a parent of somebody who graduated about 3 years ago, while it was not fun and it kind of felt a little empty when my daughter left to go to college, there was probably nothing more gratifying than seeing her carve out a place for herself in the world. I think my advice to her was, rip the world a new one, kid. So just, gonna cram my emotions down by being funny.
Yeah, right.
But
it's not working for me today.
Yeah. So I think that was probably one of the best things that I saw, and a lot of it is the result of where we chose to raise our kids, right? And they have a real solid base when they go out into the world. It's
amazing to me to see the opportunities these kids have. I've covered, I work over in ISD 728, which is Elk River, Rogers, Zimmerman. Otsego. I've been to 2 high schools, one for our community program, which has St. Michael Albertville ties. Jenny Holler, who was the Catholic school principal for many years and is still involved in Catholic schools. Her father was Ivan Sand, and that is who our community school is named after. And so Jenny and her mom show up for each graduation. And speaking of tearjerkers, to hear, kids who have overcome so many things, whether it's addiction or usage in the household or just being in the wrong group of friends, health issues.
Just hard times at home.
Alternative learning programs obviously come with a stigma, and I say obviously, but I wish it wasn't. It really is an alternative, and it's not necessarily a negative alternative, it's a positive alternative.
Mm-hmm.
There's a student who graduated this year. I'll just call him Mikey. He's going to be studying aerospace engineering at the Iowa State University.
Yes.
And
Shout out Cyclone.
yeah, and I mean, what an accomplishment for that student, and who's just going on to do amazing things. And like I said, so many kids going on to do amazing things. You look at the senior decisions. If you check it out on Instagram, it's STMA Senior Decisions. I don't want to say all 50 states, but I would say 30 out of 50.
Yeah,
Kids are
it's
headed
amazing to
I
see.
thought that was really cool yesterday because I don't know, I kind of followed my friends back in the day, where to school, but it seemed like yesterday, everybody kind of made their own decision and they're all choosing their own kind of pathway through the world, which is really cool to see.
Yeah.
Instead of following friends or they're like, nope, I'm going to go do this. I'll see you on Thanksgiving.
You'll see the groupings. I mean, obviously popular destinations: North Dakota State, University of Minnesota, Iowa State has become one.
Recently.
A little bit of a pipeline for
Seems like Grand Canyon University has a draw as well. I don't know why.
I don't know why either, but not a bad choice.
Yeah. I told you what Colin said when he toured there, right?
Home?
He said, well, the campus is in the shape of a square, so it'd be hard to get lost. I thought we might be oversaving for this one.
Oh.
So, again, thank you to the seniors. I know none of you probably watch this. This is way too cheesy for you. But the memories that I have, so many of them are activity related, from seeing you guys at youth sports and being able to coach you in damn near everything, football, basketball, baseball, and of course soccer, for so many years. I know the character and the commitment you guys have and the effort you guys put into what you do, guys and girls, and I'm really proud of you, and can't wait for tomorrow night, and can't wait for you guys to celebrate and to have all the good food at graduation parties. Man, I already had one last week, and it was Chick-fil-A. So I mean,
wow,
parents are digging in for this one.
My goodness.
Yeah.
Ella, we tried to celebrate Ella with her grad party, and so we did a lot of her favorites, and so that involved renting a Slurpee machine from General Rental in Monticello. So we had red and blue Slurpees.
Nice. Shout out General Rental. So. So graduation Friday night after we record this, and then bring on the grad parties, and then into real summer we go. I can't really say that this week has felt like summer, just because
it's chaos.
I call this affectionately, because it is the most fun week as a school communicator to go to graduation and see these kids get rewarded for 12 or 13 years of hard work. But it's hard. Last night at Rogers was a good 3 hours of work. I show up at 6 o'clock. I hang out with the kids as they're getting ready, and then graduation ceremony itself was a little over 2 hours with 440 kids. Rogers is trying to catch up. They're not going to quite get there, but maybe someday. We'll see what happens over there. But yeah, long night, great crowd, parents and families, and just to celebrate the diversity of families, the cultural things that
Yeah.
we see in the crowd. You know, some of the kids ordered their own, sashes to go with their gowns and represent, kind of their heritage and things like that,
That's
whether
cool.
it's, from a different continent or even a different city that they moved here from.
Yeah.
I saw one representing Chicago because they had moved here from Chicago. Super fun to see that, and then the parents in the crowd, the way they celebrate, super, super cool. So, we tell you to be quiet and respectful, but we know you're going to cheer when your kids.
Oh, I bring in a
Yes.
foghorn when my girl graduates. Sorry.
Yeah, so there were air horns and cowbells and
Sweet.
whistles, and yeah, it was great. So good stuff. So graduation, there we go.
Graduation.
Yeah.
Before we transition into Albertville's Friendly City Days, which is what we're definitely going to talk about now,
Exciting.
let's hop into one of our sponsors.
I had my first batch of cheese curds the other week just to
Oh,
warm
boy.
up. Yeah.
Oh,
Just
they're so
wet the
good.
palate. Huh?
Yeah,
Wet the
yeah.
appetite.
We went to somewhere and Cub Foods had like the jalapeno ones. Now I can't have any other cheese curd. It has to be the jalapeno
Haven't
ones.
tried.
They're
there
like
you go.
so
I'm
good.
not
I've
accustomed.
not done that. I've done the ranch. I have not done the jalapeno. Hey, Solutions Counseling is an OG sponsor of North Wright County Today and the NWCT podcast. Did you know that 1 in 3 members of the St. Michael Albertville community, it's probably even more than that now since we've been doing the podcast, but hey, that's like 10,000 men, women, and kids get help with solutions for their mental health needs, and we think that's awesome. Because mental health should be just like your physical health. Get those checkups and check-ins online at getcounseling.org or in St. Michael, right on Main Avenue off Thielen Drive. Solutions offers virtual appointments, in-person appointments. Tour the website, get to know Craig Renz and his awesome team. Has 24 professionals to choose from to help you, including individual therapists that can help with all your needs. Depression, anxiety, trauma, graduation. They're here to help you. So check them out at getcounseling.org. And one of our OG sponsors and our official bank of North Wright County Today is Deerwood Bank. What's shaking over at the bank, my friend?
It's been a little bit since I've given an update. So it's been a fun couple of weeks. We were at the First Responders Luncheon for the I-94 Chamber. That was a ton of fun. Super rainy day, but inside we were able to honor the accomplishments of a lot of local first responders from the different cities that the I-94 West Chamber is made up in front of. And from there, we snuck away. We had a little golf.
Yeah.
Tomorrow, more golf.
There you go.
We'll be helping the Magnus Veterans Foundation raise funds at their tournament. And in between all of that, we're doing a little bit of work helping our customers as well. So we do have a Google review contest going on within the bank, and I would love it if folks would drop a nice Google review, not a mean one, a nice one, and mention the St. Michael location, and that would help the St. Michael location win against the other 13
There you
locations.
go.
So thank you.
Just Google Deerwood Bank, leave a review, and make sure it's on the St. Michael location. Awesome. Good deal. All right. Well, we're going to plug the hell out of Selfie Company right now because you guys need to come here next week to the strip mall here in Albertville, historic downtown Albertville, because Friday the 13th we are going to have a block party
Yeah.
Yes,
So
from
much fun.
11 to 2,
I'm excited.
and we are going to broadcast live for at least a little bit of that. We'll have the
It'll
tripod.
probably be the entire time
Yeah.
knowing us.
Yeah.
You're like, it's just your Friday. Come on, hang out.
Get
Hey,
live
man.
updates from the bouncy house.
Right on. Yep. I mean, I've already talked. Dr. Andy is going to pop in and join us. Maybe we can talk to Dr.
Yes.
Mike, a couple other people
Yes.
to join us on the pod. And the 3 of us will be there.
Yeah.
And it's going to be the heart of Albertville Friendly City Days. So maybe take a little time off Friday and join us
Yeah.
on location at the the mall here that has Jersey Mike's and F45 and Health Source Chiropractic
Yeah.
and Tree of Life.
Yeah.
Come on down, and we're just, to the west of the fire department there. We're going to have lots of stuff going on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Let's
a
all
fun
shake.
time. Very much family friendly.
Yeah.
Bring the kids. There's face painting, all that good stuff.
Bounce houses.
Yeah.
Right
I think
on.
there's even, isn't FYCC, don't they, or is it the Rotary sells beverages?
I think that may be true. Yeah.
Yes.
I seem to remember
I know
Sandy
someone
Greniger
does
giving
last
me a
year. Yeah,
beverage.
yeah.
I seem to remember
I
that.
have a great story about the time I gave Sandy and Chuck Greniger a beverage. Have you guys heard this story?
No.
Okay. So years ago, Albertville Friendly City Days, which of course starts Wednesday the 11th with all the garage sales. The Grand Old Parade, of course, will be on Sunday.
Yeah.
The Grand Marshal leads the parade, and on one very hot weekend a few years ago, I used to live right next to the parade route. In fact, I had a friend of the family say, "Hey, this is a great deal for your kids. You just bought a house next to the parade." We literally were 2 yards over. So we pulled the cooler over, and up came Chuck and Sandy in the convertible, and I ran 2 Coors Lights out to the convertible, and Chuck said, "This is the best thing I've ever had."
Best parade ever.
Rest in peace, Chuck, but I was happy to help him and Sandy out with the beer
Yeah.
that day. That was great. So yeah, it's always been a weekend that's a week, I guess.
Yeah. Do we have the Mighty Midway starting on Wednesday as well?
I believe
It usually opens up,
they
doesn't it?
do
By
like a
Monday?
preview
Yeah.
Wednesday night.
Okay.
Yeah, they'll
Yeah.
set up.
And
through
tickets
the
are a
week.
little less expensive.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. But you can always get those wristbands at some of the locations around town.
Yeah.
I think, including some of the Roots of Albertville spots. But of course, Coburn's
Yeah.
is the big one that has them. Ace Hardware too. You can get your ride wristbands before everything starts next week.
So talking about Ace Hardware, I don't know if you have been in there since they remodeled.
Oh my gosh!
So
It took me about 20 minutes to find what it. Yeah.
So I walked in
My brain
and
needed
I'm
to be
just like,
reprogrammed.
I'm like, and then I walk back out. And I'm like, am I in the right store?
Yeah.
I literally had to question myself for at least a good 2 minutes
Yeah.
of like where I was.
I had to
Okay.
reprogram myself. Yeah.
Yeah, I've been in there a couple times to look through stuff and look for some stuff, and first of all, am I walking in the right door now?
Right.
So yeah.
Yeah. Speaking
that's
of
been
the
exciting.
Midway, by the way, Colin Schultz, you are banned from playing the game where you win goldfish.
You don't raise goldfish?
There was history, yeah. We were at what was the Thursday night was the craft beer tasting, and we
Yeah.
were there with some friends and brought the kids. Kids went and played games and went on rides, and he comes running back with a Ziploc with a goldfish in it. That's the one game he wins.
Yeah.
Yeah. We named it Sushi. Sushi lasted about a day and a half.
Okay.
And Sushi was belly up.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Well, the opposite story of that is a mutual friend of ours, Charlene and Chris, who had theirs for several years.
I was going to
Oh,
say, I've heard
goodness.
these fish
in
stories.
Yes.
a tank, and they grew to be like I would guess 8 to 9 inches long. Like they were the size
Wow.
of a good sized sunfish. And
Oh.
I'd come over for a beer, and Chris would be like, "You want a goldfish?" And I'm like, "That's not a goldfish anymore.
I'm sure the parents get so excited, like goldfish.
Oh.
You now have a koi pond
Yeah.
in your kitchen."
Yeah.
So anyway, Roots of Albertville party, Friday the 13th. Yes, it's Friday the 13th.
It's the only Friday the 13th all year.
Is it really?
Wow.
Yeah.
In the
Back
heart
in the
of
day.
Friendly City Days.
Yeah.
Love it. 10 to 2, Roots of Albertville is 5703 Lockman Avenue. Come down. Seriously. We'll probably start at our regular time, 11:30.
Sounds good.
And try to hang on till the end. We'll see how
Yeah.
hot.
Why not?
We'll see what the weather's doing. You'll be open?
I'll be open. We'll have, we're going to do a couple giveaways. I'm going to do, so probably each day I'm going to just sign up. You have to use our QR code. I have to get your contact info, but we're going to do a private party giveaway each day, and we'll have an open house on Friday, so you can kind of check it out, see what the selfie company is, and
Nice.
yeah.
Maybe take a selfie on the friend's
Maybe
couch.
take a
Right.
selfie on the friend's couch.
Yeah.
Yeah, check us
I
out.
think, you know,
We'll have our
grab-
360 set up in the back, so we kind of like
Oh,
come in
fun.
and you can try that out. And yeah.
Nice. That'll be outstanding. So, Friendly City Days schedule is out for those of you who are interested in such celebrating such things, which is like all of you.
Fireworks are my favorite.
AlbertvilleFriendlyCityDays.com. Yep, fireworks, I believe,
Friday?
Friday night.
Yeah.
Yep, Saturday night is the backup night, but Friday night, they usually try to schedule it for right around 10 o'clock. We used to let our kids stay up because, again, we were close to the Lions Park.
Yeah.
Too. Everything kind of in that Lions Park area. If you're new to the area, Albertville, come right down Main Street. Main will be closed, but the train station is kind of where everything is. Just look for the Ferris wheel. You can't miss it. And you got carnival rides, games, live music, softball tournament, citywide garage sale. Craft beer night is back. That is, I believe, Thursday from 6 to 10 at the Central
And that
Park Beer
supports our
Garden.
fire department, doesn't it?
What's that?
Does it support our fire department?
I remember putting money in a boot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tickets are $25, and yes, Albertville Fire Relief Association.
Nice.
So, yeah, fantastic, good. You know, that's a wonderful thing about Friendly City Days too. And again, not to wax too nostalgic or anything like that, but not only is it kid friendly, family friendly. I mean, our Remax friends, Brian Leonard, Stacey Zachman, those guys will be there with the
Hot air balloon.
We do
Yes.
the balloon rides. Again, a lot of this is weather permitting, so don't email me if things don't go the way they should. But a lot of this benefits
The
good
community.
causes. You know, a lot of your beer garden stuff, a lot of your food benefits the Lions under the food under the Central Park shelter there, where they're grilling and doing the brats and hot dogs and the burgers, which are.
Yes.
You got the pork chop feed, which is
Yeah.
for SDMA hockey.
I think the bank is helping out with that in the form of logo napkins and plates.
Nice.
If I recall.
Nice.
There you go.
That reminds
Those are
me.
important.
Gotta get
Otherwise,
in touch with
you
the
know,
Hockey
you
Association.
trying to put it on a stick and eat it pork chop, it just doesn't work. So thank you for that. And then, Mighty Thomas Carnival, good folks who have been here many, many times and know what to do. Here's the pre-sale coupon locations. I talked about the advanced drive. So here's a few of them. I did mention Ace. You also got your 152 Club and BJ's on Main there. Our friends over at Rivera Bank, Casey's, Center Cut Meat, Don's Auto, Emma's Express. Look, basically anywhere you shop in Albertville, they're going to have a wristband. So get the kids the wristband ride. $20 for a sheet of coupons, and that's cheaper than you get them. I think it's $10 cheaper than you get them
Yeah.
at the event itself. Again, you got the softball tournament going on, some high quality competition going on there. Albertville Town Baseball will have a game. The whole schedule is on AlbertvilleFriendlyCityDays.com. Lots of good sponsors, including our friends around here. So yeah, man, it is going to be, there's no rest for the weary in June. It is, we talked about May being your kids dominate your social calendar. Now you get to have some fun.
Yeah.
Now the adult things are coming, some great music. We're going to have 70s Magic Sunshine Band, which is right up my alley on Friday night. And then the Hype and Chad Edwards and Slamabama are your Saturday big time
Very
acts.
nice.
So yeah, some good stuff. Gonna be some good stuff. Slamabama I don't think has played before. So I'm interested to see. They're gonna be the late night show on Saturday night on the
Are they like a
main stage.
tribute band? What are they?
I think it's going to be, a little bit of that Southern rock.
Yeah, I was
A little
gonna
bit
say.
of Alabama, a little
Yeah.
bit of Leonard Skinner.
Why not?
Probably. Maybe throw in some Black Crows.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome. Right. So yeah, Albertville Friendly City Days. Any big Friendly City Days memories for you guys?
So the first time we moved here, it was kind of a sticker shock of what was going on. No, we're talking we're like 20 years younger than what I am now, right? So we would go do a lot of adult things, and we were walking. Now Main Street is super safe, right? So they block it off, but I like grown adults walking around with like tequila bottles, like full tequila bottles. Like, I don't know if I'm that adulting yet.
North Wright County today does not condone some of the actions of people walking around with tequila. So
Yeah, no, I think just having good times with friends. I think Mike. I think as he pointed out, you had a really good seat for the parade. I think more than once I was sitting there with you, enjoying a beverage.
yeah, absolutely.
So I think that and the other thing was when we were younger, again, quite some time ago, the trees in our neighborhood were a little less mature, and we could watch the fireworks
from your backyard. Now we can't do that
from
anymore.
our house in St. Michael, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not so much anymore.
Yeah. No, everything grows.
Yeah, absolutely. So,
Including our children. They're leaving us.
right on. Yeah, don't make me cry. Hey, let's get to another sponsor. And we know one of our big sponsors is Stellus Health. And everybody laughs because I thought Stellus Health, because Mike can't say it. But Stellus Health is located in Monticello and Buffalo. Used to have a location here in Albertville. We're talking about Albertville a lot today, but they did move their location there. They're consolidating back out to Monticello and Buffalo, where they're expanding their care to literally everybody: orthopedic care, obstetrics, midwifery, mental health, arthritis, foot care, so much more. You can check out their podcasts on stellushealth.com/podcast, where you get fresh expert perspectives on health and medicine. We stick to what's going on around town. They give you the expert advice on medicine and things like that. So clinics in Buffalo and Monticello with same-day appointments and urgent care too, founded by some of the coolest doctors in Wright County. Stellus Health, neighbors caring for neighbors. A little bit of news in the area. There was an announcement by Rogers Police Department yesterday that a gentleman who had gone missing earlier this spring was discovered at a St. Michael business, unfortunately deceased, along the river there. The police work was happening in the area, kind of down by the St. Michael Theater, St. Michael Cinema, and to the north and east of there. South and east of there. Sad deal. Disappeared. Lots of agencies assisted in the search, and was just discovered the other day. So. A little bit of news there, kind of impacting our community just kind of by association. But, seems to be one of those every once in a while. I remember there was a young man from Monticello, Otsego area who wandered off during a wedding and unfortunately disappeared into the Mississippi River. Friend of a friend, really good friend of a friend. That family has turned that tragedy into a real positive, where they've begun a nonprofit that essentially helps in these cases search for missing people. So shout out to them, and I know they were involved in this one too. So shine a light and on that and the work that they do. So if you help your nonprofits through things like Friendly City Days, look for other ways to help nonprofits that are out there that are doing really tough, really amazing work, and this is one of those cases. So, and then, road construction. Major projects again starting, ongoing. Obviously the Hanover roundabouts are in full swing if you've gone down that way. The gap at 94, and then now it looks like it will be beginning of July. We will see the road work begin on County Road 137 over by the new Costco site. So people saw the sign go up for Costco, and those who didn't listen to the podcast didn't know. They were like, "Oh, Costco's coming," and we're like, "Yeah, we've been talking about that for 6 months, guys."
Yeah.
But shout out to Costco, and now the road improvements that are going to be necessary for a store like
Yes.
that to host everyone will kick off later this summer.
Yeah. After a soccer game here this past week, I had my brain on autopilot, and I was going to Culver's in Albertville, and did not exit on that first exit to get into Albertville. And so then I got a tour of Monticello because there is no exit until you get to Monticello.
If you miss, well, because they changed that exit. We used to have two,
Yeah.
and now they kind of made it into one. I mean, it's still two, but you have to rear off for the first one to get to the second one. And if you miss your exit, you're going to all the way to Monticello. I've done that a couple times. The first time we moved here, I got in, because 94 was all backed up, so I got in 75, which is just the next road over, right? That little frontage road. And if you miss the exit there, you're going to Becker.
Yeah.
I've done that too. Like, I'll see you in 35.
Right. Yeah, a little bit of road construction up that way too. Our Monticello friends, if you're on 25 and you're headed to Big Lake, that's a headache right now.
Yeah.
Is the bridge finally done though over there?
I believe
That was
they're
a
doing
headache
the
like
second
last
half,
summer.
the second side of it. So they rehabilitated one side, now they're moving everybody over the other side. So all I know is 25 is still a big mess.
So it's just a disaster everywhere.
Yeah.
Got it.
It's going to be. Just getting to Lake Country is going to require some patience.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're headed out on the 4th of July weekend, and we'll be heading up north. And I'm looking at ways to get around Princeton because I've heard that's just been a bit of a jam.
Yeah.
So yeah, you kind of gotta look before you leap these days if you're headed anywhere. You
Maps. Old school maps are key. Have one in your car.
Really?
Yeah, because if you're like somewhere and like that's like, okay, so you're in a jam on 94 and you're like, and you have a road map, you're like, oh, the exit is here, and you know how to veer off and take little back roads. Reading a map never fails you.
I shouldn't say never. I haven't had a map in the car for a long time.
I haven't either, but settle this debate. Apple Maps or Google Maps?
Oh, I'm a Google Maps guy.
I have to see that one of them is I get super annoyed because if you automatically hit it, it sends you there, and I have to get out and get to the other one.
That's
Google
Apple.
Maps. Yeah, I think
You've
Google
got an
Maps is the
iPhone,
way to go.
Yeah. My wife and I have an ongoing debate. I don't think it'll ever be settled. I'm a Google guy.
Yeah.
I have an iPhone, but I use Google Maps, and she is Apple Maps, Team Apple Maps.
So there's one incident that I can think of where I was using Apple Maps and it just did not provide me with an alternate route. And obviously the route that I was on was not going to work. Too much road construction, too much traffic. Like, divert me off, get me to a different road, and get me there some other different way. And I believe Apple's come a long way. With that app, but Google Maps has kind of earned my trust in that sense.
Now, if you had an atlas in your car, you would have needed to.
Yeah, it was at my wife's high school reunion. One of her classmates actually works in the navigation field and was trying to settle this debate for us. And she was definitely anti-Apple Maps.
Okay.
But she was probably 2 or 3 drinks in, and so then I think her argument started to degrade as my wife kind of wore her down.
You saw the Google car the other day.
Yeah, absolutely.
Kind
It
of
was
fun to see
before we did the podcast with Lauren.
Yeah.
In fact, SDMA Mom, they were in this neighborhood. I was pulling in, and they were pulling in by Casey's over there. I did have one of my kids try to, strike a pose while the car was going by. So
Do they edit you out or do they keep you in there?
No, actually, I saw online somebody actually fell down taking their garbage out when a Google car
And they had
drove
it?
by, and they were able to find themselves on Google Maps, and they are there on the ground, kind of splayed out with their garbage tipped over.
There are a few stories around that. There's also loved ones who have passed on.
I've heard that they're
are
still like
on-
kind of
Yeah.
captured in
And they're
the.
like, we're really hoping Google Maps doesn't update because there's, grandpa or
Yeah.
mom or dad.
Yeah.
Obviously, you can screen grab that or whatever, but yeah, super cute. So yeah, on Google, my mom's, quote unquote, the person says my mom's still in her garden, which was her favorite
Aw.
place to
That's
be.
cool.
And I'm like, that's incredible.
Yeah.
What a cool circumstance.
Yeah.
So. It is the end of an exhausting week, and I'm feeling it right
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
So we may cut this at like 45 minutes, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which,
Be the shortest one yet. Yeah.
it would be. Now you have
Chalk Fest.
a big event coming.
I do.
Yeah.
Starting
coming up
Saturday.
this weekend.
So it's been kind of chaos at my house. So I went to my father-in-law, I'm like, can we build these? He's like, build what? I'm like, well, I want to build what we build for the Alice in Wonderland set here, but make it portable so I can bring it to places.
Cool.
So we're building, so one's going to be a cute little gummy bear. And so, but you'll have to come check them out at Chalk Fest in Maple Grove. So we'll have our 360 there. We have 2 tents. We'll have our 360, and then we'll have these 2 fun interactive selfie photo booths that you can take photos
fun.
with. Yeah, and again, we're going to do giveaway each day a private party, so come see us.
So that's kind of on Main Street. in
That's on
Maple
Main
Grove,
Street,
right?
yeah. Again, they
And
closed
the-
down all of Main Street, and you can see there's 60-some chalk artists and
Right.
all the businesses there, and yeah, it's super fun. There's
That's
a beer garden and a kids section, and yeah,
Now, for a dad who's helping host a grad party this weekend,
yeah.
and running to Total Wine, when would I avoid that area?
Oh no, Total Wine is not. No, because they're gonna shut down Main Street, so that's more like
Yeah.
Crave, like
You'll
Yeah.
be okay.
what's that, Joanne? Yeah, you'll be okay.
Yeah.
The traffic down there will be.
It'll be okay.
Yeah.
It'll be chaos.
I think we're gonna take
It's
our
always
dogs
like
down there to see if we can socialize the little one.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Did you
there
get a
you go.
puppy?
Yeah.
I love puppies.
Awesome. Yeah.
By the way, your son's gonna get a card with money in it that's just gonna say tattoo money.
Oh, so speaking of that, so we're going to nationals, right? So we leave so I'll see you guys like July 4th. Like this is insane.
So in Dance Mom Talk,
Yeah,
they're
so
going
Dance
to
Mom.
Dance Nationals.
But it has to do with the tattoo. I will get there. So my daughter found out that in Florida, the state of Florida, you can get tattoos at 16.
Oh.
Ah.
So she's like, Mom, can we get a matching tattoo? And I'm like, oh, maybe. Fine. Where do you want to put it? So we're like, so she's gonna get a tattoo while we're in Florida at 16. Yeah, don't come after me as a bet. Like, yeah, I know.
Cam?
Yeah.
Actually, Cam's legal now, so he can go
Yeah.
anywhere.
You can-
But
can't tell him
but
what
we
to
didn't
do.
know- but I even called the place. I'm like, is this true? Like, so I called them like, oh yeah, no, just bring her birth certificate. You're her real parents. Okay.
So this will be your daughter's first. How many do you have?
Oh, too many to count. I have a ton. Yeah.
We're talking about getting our first, Lisa and I. Well, Lisa has a couple. I do not have any. I'm a clean canvas right now, but I'm thinking about getting 1 or 2. So
Okay.
Yeah.
we'll see. I'm probably too chicken.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have one from when I was a college rugby player.
Oh,
It's
yeah, there you go.
The St. Cloud Fighting Carp rugby logo. I think the lady was maybe just learning. Because it's not.
So is that for a redo?
Yeah, maybe.
Is that right in the small of your back?
No, I don't have it just above my waistline, no. It is in between my shoulders, though.
I have one of those.
Yeah.
Needs to go away.
Yeah, but it's so much funnier when the guys have
Yeah.
one.
Oh, I am sorry. We'll talk about it next week, but we could go on about that.
That's a Friendly City Day
That's
story.
a friendly city
Yeah.
day conversation.
Yeah.
Remind me to talk about that because,
All right.
and maybe I won't tell the whole
We
story.
should really
'cause-
talk about that with Andy.
Yeah.
That's who we should talk about.
Yes. What is the worst one you've ever seen? Yeah.
Oh. Oh, so many stories.
On that note,
So good.
what do you got shaking, Nick? Anything coming up on your summer schedule?
Yeah, well, I'm lucky. Don't have anybody graduating in the house.
Right.
But I will say, the other day we were in the yard for quite a bit of the Saturday, and then we kind of got a close-up look at all the things that we need to do to our house by next year. And the following day, we visited some friends and did a boat ride on Lake Minnetonka. And if you're going to do that, don't see what's wrong with your house
No. 24
hours prior before seeing all these big, beautiful homes. Because, Yeah.
I
think
couldn't even
it's
afford
going to
the
be an
property
expensive
taxes
12
out there.
months, I
Yeah.
think. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Their landscaping is worth more than your
Yeah.
Yeah.
home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the one of the brothers of Cambria owned a place that I think it was bigger than the school I went to.
I know this place. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Is that the one that they tore down a couple years ago?
It looks like
And
there
then,
were
like, it's like-
probably
yeah.
4 or 5 properties
It looks
that
like
were
a
then
huge compound,
put
is
back
what it is,
together
yeah.
into one. Yeah.
Now I
Yeah.
just know that you pay way too much for
Yeah,
Cambria.
so-
When it's a project that's done in phases.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So we'll
Lisa,
see.
Lisa can tell you about that one. She works with Cambria often. So.
There's a house for sale right now on Lake Minnetonka that's like 60 million, something like that. And I think they valued the property taxes at $300,000 a year.
That's a chunk.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So
And you wonder why Wayzata and Minnetonka have great schools.
That's a different tax bracket than I'm in.
All right. Well, one last shout out to the class of 2025. We'll wrap this up with a big salute to you guys and thank you for all the stuff you one more time to all the fun that state championships, section championships, amazing musical and theatrical productions.
Oh, they're just a group of talented kids.
Outstanding academic success.
And they're kind.
yeah.
They are like a massively group of kind kids.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. But just work hard to give to their community.
Yeah.
I mean, when you're graduating in your class and you have a 3.0 and you're kind of just above the middle,
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's pretty incredible.
Yeah.
When it's a class of 500, that tells you there's 100 to 200 kids that are pretty top-notch students here in the state of Minnesota, and that's not untrue. That's not weighted or skewed or anything like that. That's a fact. These are sharp kids, and SDMA produces some outstanding students. So, wish you all the best of luck, whether you're going off to college, trade school, community college, our armed forces. Salute to all of you who are going to choose to serve that way. Or whatever you're going to do, work and give back to your family and to your community, support your family. We love it, and we love you guys. And I'm going to get emotional one more time, but we do love you guys, and we hope to see you around here soon. So, congratulations, and have a great week, everybody. We'll see you at the block party next Friday.
Mm-hmm.